What's going on with T.J. Watt in Pittsburgh? What's happening with him?
Well, Mike Tomlin, the coach of the team, said today he's optimistic they're going to get something done. Excuse me. They have some weird rules. One is, I'm in a coughing fit here. One is...
No worries. Here, go ahead. Go ahead.
Good.
No, go ahead. Get a sip of water.
We're professionals here.
Okay.
I fought through
You fought through it.
One is that they have to get contracts done by the start of the season, or that's it. Okay, fine. Well, what's going to happen with Watt if they don't get his contract by the start of the season? They're going to have to break their rule because they've allowed him to show up, not practice, not play, and, just in this weird holding pattern. The other rule that hurts the Steelers here, the fact that they don't give fully guaranteed money beyond the first year of a contract, that's a real problem with Watt. He wants full guarantees beyond this year. Other elite defensive players have gotten full guarantees beyond the first year. But it feels like they're going to get something worked out right up against the deadline-driven business. Look for Watt to make a little bit more than $27 million a year in new money on probably a 5-year extension. The question is going to be how much of it is fully guaranteed at signing.
I mean, again, we're not there. I'm not there. Okay, so I'm not there. But sitting out, it just seems like another situation where teams are like, we don't do it this way. And it's like, well, you do it that way, sure, but why don't you make an exception for this guy? Because you can always mention to other people, well, we did it for T.J. Watt. You're not in that echelon.
You're not T.J. Watt.
You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
it's so simple for players to get what they want and for franchises to bend the rule if they just had the ability to not break on the front of looking another player in the face and saying, you're not that person. And you know who's doing that right now? Tampa. Tampa is totally reconfiguring the way that they go about their business for Brady. And they're not worried at all that the next part, like, they're not worried at all that Kyle Trask is going to be coming to ask for something or anybody else on the team is asking for something. You're not Brady. You didn't come here with 6 rings and give us a 7th. It's that simple. And Green Bay put themselves between a rock and a hard place with Rodgers, it seems, because they only do it a certain way. I kind of just, it's crazy. I don't understand.
You're right. Look, you have to acknowledge that certain players merit certain treatment, and the Steelers will bend their rules. They did it with Antonio Brown. They don't renegotiate contracts with more than 1 year remaining unless it's quarterback. So he had 3 years left. He wasn't happy with his deal. So they took some money from the next year and moved it into the current year. And then the next year they took money from the last year and moved it into that year. And then the last year they gave him a new contract. Now, we know it all went to hell after that, but they've got ways to work around it if they really want to. But, yeah, for a great player, you just do it. It's T.J. Watt. And having these rules that are separate and apart from the rules that are set forth in the labor deal, it sets you up to not be as competitive as you could be because other teams are going to do it. And it's going to make it harder for you to keep the players you really want to keep if you're stubborn about when you're going to do contracts and what the terms are going to be. And, well, we don't want to put money in escrow for next year. Well, everybody else does it except for the Packers, so you better do it too.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.